I'm naturally happy. I can deal with hard times and keep smiling. People that are used to getting beat up. You're around people that are positive. And then guys get on a plane and start tearing. And when the crowd was like, I want to go back, because they know they're going back to where it feels like hell or it feels like complete loneliness. The same thing I was saying earlier in the video. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jay again, the Black Filipino TV. Now today, we're gonna get into this. This video is gonna be titled, "The World is Headed Towards Utter Devastation and Why You Want to Be in the Philippines." Now, everybody knows the way it is here. You know, for instance, look at that guy right there, right? that's an example of it right there. That's number one, of course, why you want to be here. There's gonna be a lot of good reasons why. You guys already know a lot of the reasons why, but I have to tell you exactly why. So let's hop into that right now. All right, guys, now, during the pandemic, the Philippines had some of the most strictest lockdowns that you've never seen anywhere in the world, except for maybe China. You know, China's a little crazy. They're still pretty much on lock today. But I'm not here to talk about, you know, the pandemic and things like that. I'm here to talk about the Philippines, and the reason why I mention the lockdowns is during that time, the Philippines went through tropical cyclones, they went through pretty much everything, hurricanes, tropical storms happening, and it destroyed shanty towns, bent through discarded metal, you know, they were swept away by the water, leaving Filipinos in utter turmoil. And while the world was in chaos due to the pandemic, the Philippines faced 22 tropical cyclones, that is, and some of those cyclones hit land. And also, one of those cyclones were recorded as the strongest that hit landfall at that time. I'm sure you guys remember Yolanda and what Yolanda did. It was crazy. That was back in 2013. But then after that, there was another one. I think it was Goyam, something like that. But they keep happening over and over. It's been said by many that the Filipino resilience is out of necessity. Even if that's true, right? You have to think about it. It says a lot about a person that's willing to pick themselves up and to start over. And with all the calamities and heartbreaks, Filipinos, they're ranked one of the happiest people on earth. And this is an actual ranking, guys, that the world does on different countries. And a couple of years ago, Philippines was number 3. Number 3 ranked as the happiest place in the world. Number 2 at the time was Colombia, and number 1 was Fiji. And when things like that are said, right, you guys see it when you come here. So those rankings are true. You see it when you come here. You see how Filipinos are. And to be honest with you, I want to go to number 2 and number 1. I want to go to Colombia, and I also want to go to Fiji. Never been. But if they were ranked, you know, the happiest places in the world, I definitely want to visit it. Also, former presidential spokesman Harry Roque said he was surprised that the Philippines is so high in the rankings. You know, he talked about the ways Filipinos smile in calamities. And me, I see that too. And that's why I love it here. I recently was having fun with Filipinos in the public market. And I always find a way to enjoy myself here. And according to the YouGov poll, freelancers and entrepreneurs fell in love with the country's happy nature, for it helps them overcome loneliness that is often felt by independent workers. And I understand, because that's pretty much talking about me. And me, while I'm here, I'm sort of a lone wolf, you know, naturally. So I guess it kind of led me to the Philippines. But when I got here and seeing how the people were and the way I was, you know, and I'm naturally very fun and outgoing like Filipinos, I kind of blended in right away. And that's just my personality, guys. Really, I'm a learner, but not a loner to stay away from people. I don't mind being in crowds, but a lot of times you have to break away from the crowd to do your own thing. That's why I came out here. And I feel that's the same for a lot of you guys that are looking for a change in your life. A lot of guys that are tired of being where things are crazy. And I'll tell you this, you definitely want to be in a place when the end of the world is happening and people are robbing and stealing and killing, which is currently happening where I'm from, right? People are out there robbing people right in the break of day in New York City, like it's 1970. You guys remember how New York was in the 70s? That's how it's turning into now. And the Philippines, I mean, I'll be honest, back in the Shabu days, before Duterte got in office, Philippines reminded me of how it was back in the 80s, how it was back in the 70s in New York. It was bugged out. Yeah, I spoke about the things I've seen before, but I'll tell you again, I've witnessed people running up, banging on your car window, and it happened to me. When that happened to me, I said, wow, it's really crazy out here. But ever since then, ever since Duterte got in office, it's a complete 180. You know, the Philippines changed, and of course, you know, crime is still going to happen. Crime happens everywhere, but it's nowhere near how it was. What happened is now you get to see how true Filipinos are. And I tell many stories of things that happen here. I've told stories in the past of things that can go wrong here. But for the most part, I would rather be here when things go crazy. When people are down and out, I would rather be here because Filipinos are already used to it. That's why I made this video today. Where would you want to be? And I spoke about it before. I spoke about it in live streams. I said, you know, a lot of you guys need to come out here. I know you can't own land, but there's foreigners out here leasing things from owners, and they're actually getting farmlands. There's tons of foreigners that are setting up piggeries here, and that are farming here, and that are planting and growing. And that's what a lot of guys. I think everyone should try to do that. You know, that's what I want to do, and that's something where you're going to feel at ease, right? Now, when you're in a place where people are happy, and you don't have to worry about people robbing you all the time, or you don't have to worry about people when the world turns, because the world is doing a complete 180 right now with all the inflation, all these things that are happening. You want to be in a place where people are used to hard times, and a place where people are naturally happy. I noticed that about me myself. I'm naturally happy. I can deal with hard times. It's like I've been adopted into a Filipino, and that's why I love it out here. And that's why when the world turns, which is turning right now, this is where I want to be. I want to be in a place where people can deal with it, where people can take a punch in the face and keep fighting. That's what it's about. It says a lot about a person who loses everything, even lose their jobs. How many jobs were lost during the pandemic? Even lose their jobs and get right back on their feet and keep smiling and keep smiling. People that are used to getting beat up. Where I'm from, a lot of times people get beat up and then they just complain. I was there too before. I would complain. But being out here, you're around people that are positive. And no one wants to hear someone complaining like that. And no one wants to be in a place where people are always sad Sallies. You know, and it's a natural stigma. And a lot of you guys even go through it where you say, I'm going over here to be over here, and you get it from family members. Oh, why are you going there? Because of this reason. Because you may have came to the Philippines and said, wow, I really love it there. I seen the people, how the people were. And then I said it before in videos, and then guys get on a plane and start tearing. And when the crowd was like, I want to go back, because they know they're going back to where it feels like hell, or it feels like complete loneliness. The same thing I was saying earlier in the video. That's how guys are feeling in the States, or even in other countries, because it's like every man for himself. Every man for himself. That's how it is. And then you get here, and the hospitality is just beautiful, and everyone's welcoming, and they really mean it. It's not an act. Like, I remember when I went to Thailand, right? And I went out there with Kay, and I'm not trying to disrespect Thailand at all. But it was like it was all an act. You know, people don't say how they really feel. You know, if people want to tell you to be quiet, it won't happen in there, and also a lot of other countries. But here, people are very open and honest, and people will let you know about yourself. It's not one thing. That's the crazy thing, is that even though people know how to deal with hard times, people are real. And that's, I don't know, I just choose to be around people like that, and I choose to be here. To be honest with you, I had no idea until I got here. All I knew is that the reason I was coming was for the right reasons, and I came out here for love. And then when I came for love, that's when I fell in love again. But guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you like my content, you're welcome to support my content by giving a small donation at PayPal. You can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And there you can buy me a coffee, or you can book a consultation with me. I have consultations for a very small fee. Also, I have consultations for working at home. So if you're a guy that's a little younger, not quite retired yet, and you want to work from home while in the Philippines, you can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And also have a packages for working at home. So you'll see them there. You can book it there. You can get a shirt that represents your journey to the Philippines at foxtonomy.creator-spring.com. Once again, that's foxtonomy.creator spring.com and get a shirt that represents your journey to the Philippines today. There's a new feature to YouTube. It's thanks. Now at the bottom of this video, you'll see thanks there. You can give thanks and make sure your comment is highlighted, and you can give a small donation that way as well. Guys, in the description, you'll see other videos of my other content that's great as well. So you can be sure to watch my other content there. Thank you for watching. See you next video.